Hi everyone, my name is OG. I'm the CEO of Just Two Moves. And in the next few videos, I'm going to teach you how not to be poor. All you have to do is just listen to the videos or listen to what I'm going to say with an open mind. Don't be biased about it. All you need to take you to where you need to get to is just two moves, and it can take you there. So, how is it not to be poor? Listen carefully. See, poverty is a disease that's more contagious than any viral disease. Very contagious. If you move with people who are poor, you remain poor. If you move with people who are not rich, you're going to remain, if you move with people who are rich, you're going to be rich. But the most important thing about it is that you have to be focused. You have to know where you're going. You need to know what you want to achieve. And now I want to start the trip to abundance and plenty for you right from this moment. So stay tuned and listen, like I said before, with an open mind. Money is good. If you're rich, if you don't have anything to do with the money, you can give it out to people who need it. Being wealthy is good. Being rich is good. But I'm going to teach you how not to be poor, so that the mentality of wastage, mentality of poverty can leave you over time and you begin to walk your way into abundance. You see, the steps or the ladder to riches is one step at a time. Because one guy told me, said, if you jump up, you're going to come down. So it's important that you stay up. You see, what's the difference between champions and the average person? Tom Hawkins says the single most important difference between champions, achievers, and average people is their ability to handle rejection and failure. So if you look at it, the single most important difference between a champion, an achiever, and an average person is their ability to handle rejection and failure. You see, you can't travel the road to success without a puncture or two. You will have invested into businesses and you found out you lose all your money. You might have invested into your education and you found out you couldn't even finish the education, or you finished the education, no job. Or you might have invested into your marriage and found out that things didn't work out. Remember something, the road to success is not without a puncture or two. You see, mistakes are often the best teachers, but I always tell people, don't learn from your mistake. You can learn from other people's mistake. The book of Ecclesiastes, one of the oldest book in the world, the best book, I call it the best book in the world, the Holy Bible. In the book of Ecclesiastes, he says something, he said, in the day of prosperity, be joyful. But in the day of adversity, consider. You see, things happen at different times. Oswald Avery advises, whenever you fall, pick something up. So in other words, when you're on the ground there, you're on the floor thinking of, what's going to happen. He said, hey, pick something up. Pick up a lesson. Pick up something that you feel that can help you in your way to the top again. Whenever you fall, pick something up. Don't ever forget that. The man who invented the eraser had the human race pretty much figured out. David McNally mused this and he said something. He said, the mistake-riddled life is much richer, more interesting, more stimulating than the life that has never reached or taken a stand on anything. The reason is because, you see, the life with so much mistake will always have lessons along. It's just like calling the guy with so much mistake and you say, you know what? Why don't you tell me about your life history? He's got so much to tell you. He's got so much experiences. He's got so much he wants to tell you. Every time I read about the life of David in the Bible, different thoughts comes to my mind. But most of all, how he was able to survive even in the midst of battles, in the midst where his life was at stake, in the midst where he was being looked for, how he was able to survive. You see, so the mistake-riddled life is much richer, much interesting, more stimulating than a life that has never reached or taken a stand on anything. You see, Thomas Edison said something. He said, He was known for successes, not his failures. You see, and he said something, he said, people are not remembered by how few times they failed, but by how often they succeed. Louis Bond said, don't fear failure so much that you refuse to try new things. Some people stay there and say, you know what, I've got this money in the bank account. I don't want to invest. I don't want to do anything, because having cash that I can see is better than putting the money into an investment. Why don't you take the risk? You know, I tell people something. I said, no change happens by itself. Every change in life is enforced. No change happens by itself. Every change in life is enforced. The road to success has one puncture or two. But no matter how many punctures you have, there is a way to get to where you want to go. It's all determination. It's all that resilience to say, you know what, come what may, I'm going to get to where I want to get to. You see, that's why Louis Bond said, don't fear failure so much that you refuse to try new things. The saddest summary of life contains 3 descriptions. Could have. You know, remember where you sat down and said, oh, I wish I did this. I could have done this. I could have said this. I could have made this move. But you see, just 2 moves can take you to where you want to go. But the most important thing is this. Are you ready to make just those 2 moves? Are you ready to take those 2 steps? Are you ready to take that step to get to where you want to go? He said, so the saddest summary of life contains 3 descriptions. Could have. I could have done this. I could have, but you know what could have could be in the past. Might have. You know, you say, oh, I might have done this. I might have. Come on, don't be the one that stays there preaching and not making the move. Don't be the one that stays there doing nothing and not make the move. Be determined to get to where you want to get to. Be determined to achieve what you want to achieve. You know, another mistake is this: should have. You should have done this. So why didn't you do it at that time? When everybody was taking the risk, why didn't you? You see, this is one way to make sure that you don't stay poor. This is one way to make sure you don't stay poor. Robert Schuller wrote something. He said, look at what you have left. Never look at what you have lost. Look at what you have left. Never look at what you have lost. Always look at what you have left. The opportunities that is before you. Your future. The greatness. The life you want to live. Let that be your focus. Don't listen to what people say. Let your focus always be on, you know what? It can only get better. And I know that if I make this move at this time, things are going to get better. Always let that be your focus. You know, always listen to a man, you know, Jim Rohn is going to be with the Lord now. Jim Rohn says something. He said, every wind of opportunity blows on people. Winds of opportunity, winds of failure, winds of adversity blows on people. He said, but the most important thing is this: how do you set your sail? So if you don't want to remain poor, if you want to live poverty, you want to live in abundance, you've got to listen to this message this video that I've just done over and over and over and over again. You've got to listen to it. You know, I get everything from a book that I bought from John Mason. You know, he wrote a book, Why Ask Why. Very interesting book. I'll advise you to get the book. But the thing is this: always remember something. The difference between champions and the average person is their ability to handle rejection and failure. You can't travel the road to success without a puncture or 2. Look at what you have left. Never look at what you have lost. If you keep your gaze on what you have lost, you always keep calculating what you didn't do right, what you would have done right. You know, be enthusiastic, be happy. Get up and say, you know what? I know that everything works together for my good. If you're a Christian, it's time for you to, you know, praise your God, whatever religion you are. But you say, God, I know that all things work together for my good. You can focus on achieving what you want to achieve. You can focus on making your life better. But it's up to you. You are the one to decide how things are going to go for you. You are the one to decide where you will go. You are the one to decide how things are going to work out. You see, what I will advise you to do is this: listen to this short extract from somebody that I listen to every time and get inspired. Take your time to listen to the short extract and see how it will benefit you. So now don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, for more inspirational training, inspirational words like this. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And to even make things better, hit the notification button. And I hope to see you on the other side of success. Take care and bye for now. Don't forget, this is OG, the CEO of Just Two Moves. We'll take you there. Bye for now.